Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and today we're going over a very important topic, and that topic is, are energy drinks bad for you? Now don't be fooled by all these cans back here and think I'm going to tell you, oh yeah, sure, they're perfectly fine for you, because they're not. But the question is, are all energy drinks bad for you? The answer may surprise you. Coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, and in today's video, we're going over, are energy drinks bad for you? And here's a brief summary of what we're going to be going over. First, I'm going to give you a brief explanation as to why I made this video. Then, I'm going to let you know where I actually get my information from, so you know it's from reliable sources. Hey, I'm reliable. As well as a shout out to some of the leaders on the topic. Then I'm going to go through a majority of the ingredients in these drinks and let you know what they do in your body. That is going to be a huge portion of the video before leading into my final thoughts. I will include timestamps down below so you can go where you want to go. And if you like this video, please feel free to share it with others if you think they can value from it. Also, feel free to subscribe. I post new videos every Tuesday night. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm Caffeine Man, and I go over all things caffeine related. Energy drinks are heavily reviewed on my channel due to popular request, but I also promote caffeine safety and have several caffeine awareness videos. So at first glance, when people see my channel and see all the energy drinks behind me, they think that I promote drinking excessive energy drinks, and it's just not true. The truth is, I promote caffeine safety, everything in moderation. I want to present to you an unbiased view of energy drinks and the science behind it so that you can have the facts on the information, the good and the bad. Now for this video, I'm going to be going over these three drinks because these are the three that usually give energy drinks a bad name. Whenever you read an article saying something bad about energy drinks, it's usually one of these three. So I'm going to go over almost all the ingredients from these three drinks because these are the top three on the market. And ironically enough, it's not exactly true anymore. By year end 2019, Rockstar is no longer the third ranked energy drink on the market by sales numbers. Rockstar got beat out by a company called Bang. Bang is produced by a company called VPX Supplements and is one of the #1 pre-workout drinks on the market. And as of right now, it's the third energy drink on the market. It just goes to show you that the world is going for more healthy energy drinks. And oddly enough, just another side note, early in 2020, Pepsi actually purchased Rockstar. And not long after that, Pepsi actually got into a distribution agreement with Bang. And if you didn't know it, Coke distributes Monster, and Monster and Bang don't like each other. So you got two big energy drink companies being distributed by two of the largest soft drink companies. So why am I making this video? The truth is there's a lot of information out there. I mean, with the endless amount of websites and articles on the internet, it's great to have all this information at our fingertips, but it's very easy to get misinformed and sometimes difficult to find accurate information. Therefore, I wanted to pull all this information together and have it in one spot for you, including all the ingredients in these drinks so you know what you're putting into your body and you get the science behind the ingredients and what's in these drinks. Now, there are plenty of people that'll say, energy drinks are bad, energy drinks kill people, without any evidence to back it up. It's just a blanket statement that they use because they heard energy drinks were bad and didn't bother to look it up, they just took their word for it. Or they may have even seen a headline without actually reading the story. So if you were to ask them, well, why are energy drinks bad? They most likely won't have a good answer for you. And even if they did have an answer, it probably wouldn't be an accurate one based on facts. One of the quickest comebacks people have is all the chemicals, without being able to name a single ingredient for those harmful chemicals. Therefore, in this video, I'm hoping to educate everyone on the ingredients and the science behind these drinks. So where am I pulling all this information from? Well, besides decades of experience in drinking them, yeah, they know I'm old. Been drinking them since they came out. And in those years, I researched the topic on my own, and I do have numerous places that I go to get my information from. Some of the medical websites that I refer to are WebMD and Healthline. Pretty much everyone knows WebMD. As for Healthline, besides providing medical information, they also pull studies from other sources and then list those sources so that you know where they're coming from. Additionally, I'll get information from the American Heart Association, the US Food and Drug Administration, as well as the Mayo Clinic and Caffeine Informer. I also do check out some news websites such as the Washington Post, the New York Times, and pretty much any newspaper or website that has articles on energy drinks, I'll definitely check them out. But I'll always double check the facts of the story with another reliable source because sometimes the news has its own agenda as well. Therefore, I always like to cross-reference all my information. I don't just take one website's word for it. Next, I want to give a shout out to two important people on this topic. The first one is Jeff Nippard. He made an amazing video called Are Energy Drinks Bad? Similar to this video that I'm making for you right now, and I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested in getting another person's opinion on this topic based on the science behind it. There is some occasional overlap in the topics that we talk about because we both go over the ingredients, and he provides a lot of great information. The video itself, as of the time of making this video, has over 750,000 views, and he himself has over 1.5 million subscribers, so you might want to check it out as well. The second person I'd like to recognize is Green-Eyed Guide. Green-Eyed Guide is a biochemist who goes over the science behind caffeine and energy drinks. Before the concept of Caffeine Man even existed, the regular me used to go to Google and type in questions like, are energy drinks bad for you? Will energy drinks kill me? How much caffeine should I have a day? And is taurine really made out of you know what? And inevitably, her website would always pop up with an answer right on the first page of results. It is a valuable resource for getting the science behind caffeine and energy drinks without all the propaganda of other people's opinions. She's a biochemist who goes over the science of it. The website is greeneyedguide.com, and I'll include a link down in the description box as well. She even published a book on the topic called Are You a Monster or a Rock Star? And this is currently the most in-depth book on energy drinks, and she goes over all the ingredients in that book as well. She actually takes the science of it and puts it into everyday terms so that anyone can understand it. And I've definitely read it a few times myself. So thank you to Green-Eyed Guide for all her hard work on this topic, and Jeff Nippard for his amazing video as well. I'm excited to be able to present my video with additional information on such an important topic. Let's do this. Are energy drinks bad for you? It is one of the top questions when it comes to energy drinks. Unfortunately, it's not an easy yes or no answer, especially now when over the past few years, the market's been changing. I mean, the market's constantly evolving anyway, but now there's a new subcategory of energy drinks called pre-workout drinks. And these pre-workout drinks are definitely a healthy option to these regular drinks, thus pre-workout. And so far, I've reviewed over 100 different companies on my channel, with probably hundreds more to go. With so many energy drinks on the market, are they all bad for you? The most accurate answer is a two-part answer. Yes, there are definitely some energy drinks that are bad for you, very bad for you. But not all energy drinks are bad for you. Some are good for you, some are bad for you, and everything in between. Once you can accept that answer and understand that basic concept, that not all energy drinks are bad for you, you can really begin to delve deeper into the topic. So what's bad about them? I mean, come on, let's just get right into it right away. That's what you guys are here for. You want to know the answer. Well, the truth is, energy drinks aren't for everyone. One of the most common statements for energy drinks is that energy drinks are good for healthy adults. And those are two very important words, healthy adults. Understanding that energy drinks aren't for everyone is important. But don't they kill people? Well, here's a stat for you that most of you have probably heard. Did you know that a 14-year-old girl actually died from having only 2 energy drinks? It was all over the news and they plastered that headline everywhere. Energy drink kills 14-year-old girl. And sadly, it's true. The problem is most people didn't even read the news article or watch the news story to get all the details. They just saw that headline and they ran with it. If they had read the article or watched the news story, it was pointed out that this girl actually had a pre-existing heart condition. And caffeine and heart conditions do not mix well at all. It's the perfect example of not being healthy, not being an adult. And in this case, an energy drink was blamed for her death, but it was a combination of caffeine and her medical condition. This isn't much different than someone who's allergic to peanuts, but then chooses to have them anyway. But the peanuts don't get the negative press, so why does the energy drink? In these cases, it was the medical condition that was the problem. Now, when it comes to children and caffeine, many medical websites say that children between the ages of 13 and 17 shouldn't consume any more than 100 to 150 milligrams of caffeine per day. 100 closer to 13, 150 closer to 17. Then when you turn 18, you can magically have 400 milligrams of caffeine. Happy birthday. So, who else aren't these energy drinks good for? Well, most energy drinks actually have warnings on them. They're not recommended for people sensitive to caffeine or pregnant women. And the energy drinks that have a higher caffeine content will actually say not recommended for those under 18. Additionally, anyone that actually has a medical condition should always check with their doctor first. Now, the 2 most common medical conditions that caffeine doesn't mix well with are heart problems and anxiety. Given how caffeine affects your metabolism and your heart rate, anyone with any heart conditions whatsoever should not have energy drinks. As for anxiety, anyone with anxiety knows, or should know, that caffeine and their anxiety issues don't mix either. Caffeine is a stimulant and it could trigger a panic attack or anxiety. That being said, there are nootropic energy drinks that have been making a big splash on the market recently, and they're known to balance out the effects of caffeine so that you get energy without the jitters. If you'd like to know more about nootropics, feel free to check out my nootropic playlist for a lot more information on the topic. So, anyone else at risk? Yeah, diabetics. Diabetics shouldn't have any energy drinks that have sugar in it, obviously, but there are energy drinks that are sugar-free. But they always need to make sure they check the ingredients for anything else that might spike their sugar. Also, some people are just sensitive to caffeine. They can have an energy drink or coffee at 2 o'clock and not be able to fall asleep come 10 o'clock or later. So let me get this straight. Any healthy adults that don't have any of those health conditions mentioned should be fine, right? Not necessarily. We need to discuss the ingredients to get a more accurate answer. We need to look at what these ingredients do to our bodies. First, let's start off with the ingredients that are most common in all the energy drinks. Most include citric acid, sodium citrate, taurine, niacinamide, pyridoxine hydrochloride, and cyanocobalamin. I think it's cyanocobalamin, but I never get it right, and cyanocobalamin sounds so much better. That's what I always call it. But whew, what are those things? Citric acid. Because of its acidic, sour-tasting nature, citric acid is most commonly used as a flavoring and/or preserving agent. It's basically just a preservative, and it is the most commonly food additive in the world, as well as being known as a perfectly safe ingredient without any negative studies. And that's saying something, because there's studies on everything. Sodium citrate. Sodium citrate is the salt of citric acid, so it's just like citric acid, except salty. Taurine. Now, one of the biggest urban legends about taurine is where taurine comes from. And I don't even know how this got started. I mean, the trolls of the internet, this is their biggest accomplishment ever. So just so you know, taurine does not come from bull semen. Anyone who does a quick Google search should be able to find the accurate information right away, and not that information from some unknown website. Anyone that tells you that is sorely misinformed, and you should never believe anything that person tells you again. Like seriously, rest of your life. They're unreliable. Or they're just testing to see how gullible you are. Taurine is a non-protein amino acid that occurs naturally in the body. Yeah, your body, my body, everyone's body. Taurine has been shown to have many health benefits, such as lower risk of cardiovascular disease, several improvements in athletic performance, and much, much more. So why is it in energy drinks? It's not for the production of energy. Like I said, it's been known for helping in athletic performance, especially when it comes to muscle fatigue. But Monster and Red Bull, they weren't really known as your workout drinks when they first started out. Therefore, it's probably because of all the medical studies that's shown that it's good for heart health, because taurine is one of the top used supplements for those with congestive heart failure. Taurine can help the heart normalize calcium levels and reduce excitability. Taurine is considered very safe and doesn't have any side effects when taken in reasonable doses. Everything in moderation. People who actually supplement with taurine regularly to help with athletic performance range between 500 and 3,000 milligrams a day to be effective and is considered safe. Those with congestive heart failure have been known to use 6,000 milligrams a day safely. So how much taurine is in Monster Energy drink? Monster has 1,000 milligrams per 8-ounce serving, and that's the typical dosage in many energy drinks. 1,000 milligrams per 8 ounces. With 2 servings per can, 2,000 milligrams is definitely within the safe limits. B vitamins. I mean, with a name like B vitamins, how can they be unhealthy? But to the non-science people, words like niacinamide, pyridoxine hydrochloride, and cyanocobalamin all sound pretty scary, don't they? But you shouldn't be scared of them, because they're just the supplement versions of all your B vitamins. But sometimes when people look at the cans, they see all sorts of numbers for their B vitamins. 200% of your daily value, 1,000% of your daily value. So what do excessive B vitamins actually do to you? I'm about to tell you. With most B vitamins, anything over 100% of your daily value gets flushed out of your system through your urine. B vitamins are very healthy, and they help with your metabolism as well as many other things without any side effects. I was just gonna gloss over these ingredients, but to do the topic justice, I know there's gonna be some people trying to point out saying he didn't go over the excessive B vitamins and what the bad stuff is. So let's quickly go over the bad stuff. Niacin, your B3, can lead to niacin flush, which is just that. Warm red skin. Excessive niacin, in some cases, can lead to stomach discomfort, nausea, and headaches. Your average daily value of niacin should be about 16 milligrams, with a maximum of 35 milligrams. Monster has 200% of your daily value of B6, which is listed as 40 milligrams. So what's considered excessive niacin? Excessive niacin is around 3,000 milligrams. Do the math. You're safe. Pyridoxine hydrochloride, most commonly known as B6. Taking more than 1,000 milligrams of your B6 for the day, every day, can cause nerve damage and pain or numbness in your hands and feet. Whoa, that's not good. Monster also has 200% of your daily value. So what's that mean? Well, your daily value is 2 milligrams. So 200% of that would be 4 milligrams. Nowhere near the excess of 1,000 milligrams. And for your cyan cocoa bomb, that is your B12. About 2 mcgs is 100% of your daily value. Monster has 200% of this as well, which is 4 mcgs. And if you have 20 mcgs, which would be 5 monsters, you could get rosacea, a little redness in the cheeks. But potentially serious side effects don't show up until you get 1,000 mcgs. And now that we've gone over the B vitamins, let's go over one more ingredient common to all these energy drinks, and that's maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is high on the glycemic index, meaning that it can cause a spike in your blood sugar. It's safe to consume in very small amounts, but those with diabetes should be particularly careful. But what is maltodextrin? Maltodextrin is basically just a preservative. Inexpensive, it's very easy to produce, and it's an extremely common ingredient in most products, not just drinks, but foods as well. In addition to all those common ingredients in the drinks, Red Bull also has sodium bicarbonate, which is basically baking powder, so a common ingredient in baking. It also has magnesium carbonate, which is a form of magnesium, and used to regulate acidity and considered non-toxic, although at higher doses could be used as a laxative. Red Bull also has pantothenic acid, which is just B5. Alright, so let's talk some Monster ingredients now. Monster has Panax ginseng extract, L-carnitine, L-tartrate, sorbic acid, benzoic acid, glucuronolactone, inositol, guarana extract, riboflavin, riboflat? I always mess it up, but it's your B2. So your sorbic acid and your benzoic acid are additional preservatives, and your riboflavin is your B2. Panax ginseng extract. Panax ginseng extract is known for many health benefits. It has been used for centuries in Chinese medicine. It's used for depression, anxiety, general fatigue, and chronic fatigue syndrome. As for why it's in energy drinks, mentally it helps improve thinking, concentration, memory, and working efficiency. Physically, it helps with stamina and athletic endurance. Long-term use or high doses of ginseng may cause headaches, dizziness, upset stomach, and other similar symptoms. Everything in moderation. The ginseng in these drinks is so minimal that you probably won't even get the health benefits out of the ingredient, let alone having to worry about having too much of it. L-carnitine. L-carnitine is an amino acid that also helps the metabolism, which helps you burn calories. Studies have shown that it also helps the body produce energy, boost endurance, and is important to heart and brain function, as well as muscle movement. Since it helps boost the metabolism and helps burn calories, a lot of people use it for weight loss. Possible side effects of excessive carnitine are upset stomach, headaches, nausea, dizziness. Does this sound familiar to you? Everything in moderation. And once again, they're very low doses in these drinks, nearly negligible, so you don't have to worry about having too much of those ingredients. L-tartrate, just another form of L-carnitine. Glucuronolactone, the one that everyone loves to hear me mispronounce, but I swear I'm saying it right. Glucuronolactone? Close enough. Glucuronolactone has been known to boost energy, lessen sleepiness, and increase alertness and reaction time. Studies have shown that it positively impacts human mental performance and mood when taken with taurine and caffeine. And, strangely enough, no negative side effects have been shown from overuse of glucuronolactone. Inositol. Inositol was originally considered a B vitamin, but is no longer a B vitamin. Sort of like Pluto was a planet, and now it's not. Green-eyed guide quote. Energy drinks use this ingredient because it aids with the nervous system and serotonin modulation. It's used for its relaxing effects as well as to help with depression. The side effects for excessive inositol consumption are little to none, and definitely not at the low doses in these beverages. Guarana seed extract. Guarana seed extract is a natural caffeine and provides a slower releasing caffeine. Slower releasing caffeine means the effect of the caffeine lasts longer and less of a chance of the jitters. Guarana seed extract also helps sustain energy and endurance and stimulates the metabolism to help burn calories. What about too much guarana? Everything in moderation. But excessive guarana could have the same side effects as excessive caffeine, which we'll go over in just a bit. And to tell you the truth, there's not enough guarana seed extract in these drinks to make a difference because it can barely counteract any jittery feelings. Most of the caffeine in this drink is not from guarana. So with all those ingredients being covered, all those ingredients sound pretty safe. So why in the world did I start off by saying that these energy drinks could be bad for you? Which ones? Well, we do have a couple more ingredients to go over, and these two ingredients could be the culprits. The first one is sugar. Most of you should know that sugar is bad for you, and if you don't, you got bad parents, I blame them. But now, Caffeine Man told you that sugar is bad for you, and now you know, no excuses. Sugar likes to try and trick you too. They hardly ever say in these energy drinks that it has sugar. Try and camouflage it with all the different names for sugar. Names like dextrose, fructose, sucrose, lactose, maltose. And that's just to name a few of them. As a viewer once said early on in my YouTube career, if it ends in ose, probably not good for you. And one of the reasons for that is because excessive sugar, everything in moderation, is one of the leading causes of obesity in America. According to the American Heart Association, the max daily limit of sugar should not exceed 36 grams for a man and 25 grams for a woman. Yet the average American consumes about 75 grams, nearly double the daily limit for men, triple the daily limit for women. And the non-average American consumes nearly 150 grams a day. That's a lot. Now, when Red Bull came out, it wasn't that huge of a deal. The 8.4 ounce can had 26 grams of sugar in it, which wasn't excessively high, so it really didn't raise too many red flags. But when Rockstar and Monster came out, they wanted to prove that they were better than Red Bull, so they didn't even come out with an 8 ounce can. They jumped directly to 16 ounce cans. And those 16 ounce cans, well, for Monster, it had 54 grams of sugar, and Rockstar, historically known as one of the sweetest energy drinks out there, that there's a handful that have a little more sugar than them, but they're known for it. They got 62 grams of sugar in their 16 ounce can. Excessive sugar. And of course, Red Bull, to keep up with everyone, ended up coming out with their 16 ounce can, which ended up having 52 grams. But any way you look at it, these drinks have way too much sugar for daily consumption, let alone having more than one a day, plus any other sugar that you may consume throughout the day. Too much sugar not only increases weight gain, but it also gives you empty calories, can lead to type 2 diabetes, increase your risk of heart disease, can increase the amount of acne you may have, could potentially increase your chances of certain types of cancer. It actually decreases the amount of energy you have once the side effects of the sugar wear off. It's bad for your teeth and so much more. So yeah, sugar is what some people have called very, very evil. And since most of your standard energy drinks are very heavy in sugar, that makes those energy drinks very, very, very bad for you. There you have it. Caffeine Man telling you energy drinks are bad for you. Yup. But now, let's not get too carried away here. I always say take the good with the bad. I am not saying that all energy drinks are bad for you. It needs to be pointed out that energy drinks with excessive sugar in them are bad for you. And there are a lot of them. And trust me, a lot. But what people need to know is there are also a lot of sugar-free energy drinks out there as well. The same exact companies that bring you these horrible sugar-laden energy drinks also make sugar-free options of those drinks. You get all the healthy ingredients that I mentioned earlier without any of the negative side effects of sugar. Sugar is the worst ingredient in energy drinks, so if you take out the sugar, you have a much more healthy energy drink. In addition to this video, I do plan on doing a video, Are Energy Drinks Bad? Part 2, the healthier energy drinks. Are they really healthy? These are going to be the sugar-free drinks, as well as some that do have sugar, but they use pure cane sugar in small amounts. We'll see just how healthy they are when I do that video. But we still have to talk about one more ingredient. And this ingredient is fine in moderation. Everything in moderation, because it could turn deadly if you have too much of it. That ingredient is caffeine. And although death by caffeine is rare, with energy drink levels reaching new highs of 300 to 350 milligrams of caffeine in them, we do have a higher rate of non-fatal caffeine overdoses in hospitals. I go over this topic in much more detail in a video I did called How Much Caffeine is Too Much. Feel free to check out that video and be warned, it was an early on Caffeine Man video, so the quality might be a little subpar, but still good information. But for now, everyone should know that the max amount of caffeine that you should have per day by many medical websites, including the Mayo Clinic, the FDA, the American Heart Association, and many other medical websites, state that 400 milligrams is the maximum amount for the day. Now clearly, a lot of people do go over that, yet a lot of people also stay under that. Some workout people claim to have 1,000 milligrams a day and say they're perfectly fine, but that's what they claim. Medical studies, science, show that they are 100% wrong, because higher levels of caffeine can lead to addiction, because caffeine is a legal drug. And the effects of caffeine at higher doses on a regular basis lead to the caffeine not being as effective, thus the feeling that they need to go up on their caffeine, and will lead to worse symptoms as time goes on. Not an opinion, it's fact. But what about being lethal? Unfortunately, it's difficult to say what a lethal dose is because we can't really do human studies on the topic because, well, people would die. But it is estimated that anywhere between 5 grams and 10 grams are the lethal dose. Now, I know that is a huge range, but you probably shouldn't even be coming close to a fraction of that lower number, let alone the range. Not only that, but it is a lot more complex than that as well. 400 milligrams is a general guideline that's safe for everyone, but there are also a lot of different things that can vary that number. It's a matter of how quickly your body can process the caffeine, how quickly you intake the caffeine, and the amount of caffeine that you're intaking based on your weight. It's very complex, so just stay safe with your caffeine. If you want to know the recommended max based on your weight, you can check out caffeineinformer.com. They actually have a calculator that'll give you the milligrams based on your weight. I hope you all learned something today, and if you did, please feel free to share this with anyone else who you think may value from it. Yes, some energy drinks are bad for you. Actually, a lot of them are, but there are also a lot of them that are not bad for you. Everything in moderation. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you being here, and until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.